On a cold November evening in 2021, the small town of Greenfield, Ohio, was turned upside down by a crime that would haunt its residents for years to come. The tranquil streets, usually filled with laughter and the warm glow of porch lights, now whispered tales of betrayal and murder. It all began when 20-year-old Jessica Reynolds placed a frantic call to 911, her voice trembling with panic. "My boyfriend's dad is dead," she screamed, tears streaming down her cheeks. The operator tried to calm her, but the urgency in Jessica's voice told a different story. When police arrived at the Harper family home, they were met with a scene that would shake them to their core. Richard Harper, a 53-year-old businessman respected in the community, lay lifeless in his study, a deep stab wound in his chest. Clutched in his hand was a knife, the tip coated in crimson. The initial assessment revealed no signs of forced entry, suggesting that Richard had known his assailant, a chilling realization that would send the investigation spiraling into a web of secrets, lies, and shocking truths. Detective Sarah Thompson, a sharp and intuitive investigator with over a decade of experience, took the lead on the case. As she surveyed the room, her instincts kicked in. Richard's desk was cluttered with papers, a spilled cup of coffee on the floor, and an overturned chair that hinted at a struggle. Yet amidst the chaos, Jessica appeared oddly composed, too composed for someone who had just discovered a murder. "Tell me what happened," Sarah asked, her voice calm but probing. Jessica fidgeted, her hands twisting in her lap. "I was at Ryan's place, my boyfriend, when I got a text from him saying he needed help," she stammered. "I rushed over and found him like this." Ryan Harper, 25 years old and visibly shaken, stood beside Jessica. He had been working late at a local construction site, but his alibi checked out. He was distraught, grief-stricken, his face pale and tear-streaked. But as Sarah looked between the two, she noticed something unsettling, a silent communication passing between them that suggested deeper hidden tensions. The following days revealed Richard's complex life. He had been embroiled in a heated business dispute with a former partner, Mark Sullivan. The two had shared a lucrative venture that had soured in recent months, leading to public arguments and threats. Mark was known to have a volatile temper, making him a person of interest. However, when Detective Thompson tracked him down, Mark was quick to provide an alibi backed by several witnesses. As the investigation continued, Sarah learned that Richard had been in the process of cutting ties with several individuals in his life, including his business partner and even his own son, Ryan, due to disputes over money. This financial strain added another layer to the family dynamics. Sarah sensed a betrayal brewing within the Harper family, one that could lead to violent consequences. Digging deeper into Richard's affairs, Sarah uncovered unsettling details about his marriage to Ellen Harper, who had been living in the shadow of her husband's demands for years. Friends described her as an unhappy woman trapped in a loveless marriage. Jessica, Ryan's girlfriend, had been aware of the tension in their home life, but had never spoken of it openly, leading Sarah to question how much Jessica really knew. Just when it seemed the investigation was stalling, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. One afternoon, while reviewing surveillance footage from a nearby convenience store, Sarah noticed a figure dressed in dark clothing, entering and exiting the store within the time frame of Richard's murder. The camera angle was poor, but as the footage played back, a distinct tattoo on the woman's wrist caught Sarah's eye, one that looked eerily similar to one Jessica had. Determined to unravel the mystery, Sarah confronted Jessica about the tattoo. "I saw a woman on the surveillance footage with a tattoo that looks like yours," she said, watching for Jessica's reaction. The girl's face paled and her demeanor shifted from fear to anger. "How dare you! I was with Ryan!" she exclaimed, her voice rising defensively. "You think I could do something like that?" "I just need the truth," Sarah replied, unwavering. "What was your relationship with Richard like?" Jessica hesitated, her facade cracking. "He didn't like me. He thought I was a distraction for Ryan," she admitted, her voice quivering. "But I loved him. I would never hurt him." Just when Sarah thought she had hit a dead end, Ryan suddenly broke his silence. What if my dad was involved in something illegal? His words hung heavy in the air. I've seen him meeting people late at night. Maybe that's why someone wanted to hurt him. Please support us by clicking on like and subscribe button. This revelation turned the investigation on its head. Detective Thompson turned her attention to Richard's dealings, interviewing associates and reviewing his finances. It wasn't long before she uncovered a pattern of suspicious transactions linked to illegal gambling. Richard had debts that ran deep, debts that could lead to deadly consequences. With this new information, Sarah refocused her investigation on potential threats stemming from Richard's gambling debts. As she tracked down leads, she stumbled upon a name that kept surfacing: Derek Hayes, a known associate of Richard's involved in the underground gambling scene. Derek was notorious for his aggressive collection methods, and Sarah wondered if he had come to collect what Richard owed. When Sarah tracked down Derek, he was dismissive but appeared nervous. "Richard owed me money, but I didn't kill him," he scoffed. "I'm not some thug. I just wanted what was mine." Yet, Sarah sensed he was lying. His alibi was shaky, and his demeanor suggested he was hiding something more sinister. But despite her suspicions, there wasn't enough evidence to bring him in. As the days passed, tension escalated within the Harper family. Ryan, distraught over his father's death, turned to Jessica for comfort, while Jessica's anxiety grew. She felt the walls closing in around her, haunted by the knowledge of secrets yet to be revealed. The final twist came when Sarah received an anonymous tip directing her to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Greenfield. The caller claimed that something important had been hidden there, evidence that could crack the case wide open. That evening, Sarah and her team arrived at the warehouse, flashlights cutting through the darkness. The air was thick with tension as they searched the dimly lit space. Suddenly, one of the officers called out, "I found something!" They uncovered a hidden compartment beneath a floorboard, containing documents that revealed Richard's illegal activities in the gambling ring and a list of names, including Derek Hayes and a few others. But among the papers, they found something even more damning: Jessica's name scrawled in Richard's handwriting, suggesting she was more involved than she had admitted. With this evidence in hand, Detective Thompson called Jessica and Ryan in for one last round of questioning. The room was thick with tension as Sarah laid out the documents on the table. "We found this hidden in a warehouse," she said, her gaze fixed on Jessica. "Your name is here, Jessica. Why?" Jessica's facade shattered. "I thought I could handle it," she cried, her voice breaking. "Richard was blackmailing me over a private video I never wanted him to have. I just wanted it to end." Ryan looked horrified. "You knew about this? Why didn't you tell me?" "I was scared. I thought he would ruin everything for us," Jessica sobbed. "I didn't mean for it to happen. I just wanted him to stop. When I confronted him, it turned into a fight, and I didn't mean to stab him." In that moment, the tragic truth unraveled before them. A toxic blend of love, fear, and betrayal had culminated in a devastating crime. As the weight of her confession sank in, Jessica was taken into custody, and Ryan was left to grapple with the heartbreaking reality that the woman he loved had been driven to commit a terrible act. Detective Sarah Thompson closed the case with a heavy heart, knowing that the small town of Greenfield would never be the same. The dark undercurrents of betrayal and desperation had come to light, leaving a scar that would take years to heal. In the end, the murder of Richard Harper was a haunting reminder of how quickly love can turn to violence when hidden secrets threaten to destroy everything.